All right, hey Virgo, welcome to this week's reading. Okay, I hope this reading finds you guys well. The deck that I'm using this week is called the Bianco Nero Tarot. I'm going to go ahead and take these two. I'm going to go ahead and put these cards back. Wow, we're getting a lot of jumpers right now. Interesting. But the reason why I decided to use this tarot deck was because I thought that the black and white motif would be perfect for this week leading up to Halloween. Interesting. So, as your overall energy for this week, we got the Four of Swords in reverse. So that tells me that you guys are probably at a point right now where you feel like you cannot take a rest. Either you want to take a rest and you can't, or you're moving out of resting energy. It just kind of depends on who you are and what will apply to you. But for some of you, you either need to slow down and take a rest, or you need to sort of kick it up a gear. What I am getting though is, for those of you who have not been resting, I'm seeing the Sun card in reverse. So the Sun card is one of the happiest cards in the tarot. It means great success. It means happiness and fulfillment. But the fact that you're getting it in reverse tells me that you're not quite seeing those results. You're not seeing the results yet that you would like. It might be that these results are delayed, or they're not as good as you quite had pictured, or anything like that. But I feel like this is related to your energy, your overall energy of Four of Swords, just because I feel like you guys are being workaholics lately, and this is definitely a week that you need to take to rest. And I feel like some of you just aren't resting when you should. But other than that sort of other than that, I'm looking at these four cards down here. I see the Temperance, the Queen of Swords, the Queen of Cups, and the Hermit. To me, it looks like the Hermit and the Queen of Cups are looking at the Temperance and the Queen of Swords, who are looking back at them. So what it feels like to me is that you have the King of Swords, who is one half of the equation, and then you have the Queen of Swords, who is sort of asking for the help of the Temperance to be able to temper with the Queen of Cups. So I feel like you need to sort of embody both of these energies this week, and you need to kind of do a balancing act between the two. The fact that you have the Hermit here tells me that you guys are feeling very much in your energy, but the issue isn't necessarily that you don't feel like yourself so much as you need to, I feel like you feel very much like yourself, but you need to invoke other qualities this week. So it might be that a lot of you have these sort of Queen of Swords airy qualities that are communication, thought, and speech, and now you're sort of needing to temper that with the more warm and feeling centered energy of the Queen of Cups. And I feel like that's been difficult for a lot of you guys, but with this Temperance card, you guys are very much able to balance those out this week. And with this Four of Pentacles, I'm getting the impression that you're sort of not telling anyone about this, but it seems to me that you're very much because with this Hermit card, you're going deep within yourself as well. So I feel like this is all stuff that you're doing at like a personal level. You're not necessarily telling anyone, but you are moving away from things in the past. I feel like a lot of you guys might have felt like in the past that you didn't sort of have these qualities, and now you're really working towards those. With the Chariot and the Eight of Cups, you're definitely walking away from something. The Chariot, to me, means more moving forward, moving towards something else, whereas the Eight of Cups means walking away from something. So, combined, there's obviously the energy of walking away from something towards something else. And I feel like whatever situation that you're walking away from is definitely something that you've been meaning to walk away from a long time, and I'm glad that you guys are now doing that. And I think what it is for a lot of you guys is that you are trying to work on some qualities of yourself that you've maybe struggled with in the past or something like that. And I'm real proud of you. It's just unfortunate that you're not seeing these results that you would like to see with the Sun card in reverse. But to me, that doesn't feel like you're not going to. It's just you might have to change your approach, or you might have to look towards these results at a longer scale than necessarily what you had thought before in the past. And I feel like you're sort of making amends with that with this Three of Wands, because I feel like you've already made your plan of like everything that is the situation, analyzing, strategizing, carrying out. I feel like you've done all of that, but now you're just waiting to see what results yield you. And it may very well be, with the Sun in reverse, that it's not necessarily that you're not going to see these results, but that you're self-conscious about them, and you're worried that you're not going to see the results that you want. But, especially if you're dealing with someone else, the King of Swords and the Queen of Swords are a pair, right? They match. They're meant for each other. But, well, they're definitely soulmates, but it feels like to me that this Queen of Swords is busy right now with that Temperance, with that Queen of Cups. Like, she's going within herself right now. It's sort of the energy of like, we're closed, come back later. But it's like, to run with that store analogy a little bit more, it's not like a store that closes at 10 o'clock and then doesn't open until the next day. It's like one of those stores that has a much more flexible hours of operation, where they'll close at like 9 a.m. and then open up again at 2 p.m. or whatever. And I feel like that's what it is right now. It's, you need to take a quick step away, and you've been working on these sort of more emotion-y feelings of you. I feel like for some of you, you might be more on like the one side of the spectrum where you feel a little bit too aloof or detached. So you're sort of learning to develop those like lovey-dovey emotions again. And I feel like for some of you, it might be the exact opposite, where you're sort of have those feelings, but you don't know how to necessarily set up boundaries. Or it's not that you don't know, but like, it's hard to set up boundaries and to say, no, this is how I feel, and you need to respect that, and we need to work this out, and you need to tell me how you feel, and we need to communicate, and all these things. And like, Virgo is definitely one of the most communicative signs, especially since you guys are ruled by Mercury. So I just think that like, the fact that the King of Swords and the Queen of Swords are together but in different rows, and the fact that the Sun card is in reverse, and I just feel like you guys are so close to success and so close to the happiness that you want. You can like almost taste it. It's just that I think that you guys need to sort of release your expectations a little bit more. Don't be so negative about it, because the last thing that you want to do is you want to manifest something. That's definitely my biggest advice for this week, is don't manifest failure. Be careful about what you think about. Be careful about what intentions you're setting out to the universe. and use your thoughts to attract what you want. Definitely set high goals and set positive outcomes, and I feel like you're going to see those. But that was your reading for this week, Virgo. If you enjoyed, please consider leaving a like or a comment. It really helps out the channel. And personally, I really want to know if the readings helped, or if they resonated, or if week to week you guys are following them, or whatever it is that you want to say in the comments. But if you like them, please consider subscribing and coming back next week on Mondays, because that's when I upload. And I hope to see you guys in next week's reading.